that brings us to Bikram Yoga. This is something that, this is actually where I really felt that I wanted to be in a Bikram class. I needed to sweat some stuff out. This is not something I strongly suggest after a night of drinking, mind you. However, this is basically when you hear people talking about hot yoga, it's going to feature a bunch of different poses that you're doing in a sauna-like room. And so on average, this room is set to 105 degrees with 40% humidity. So the gross part of me is people's sweaty feet right in my face. I really, it's hard for me. It's really hard for me. But the thing is I find it to be detoxing in a way. I like to sweat. I like just to get into these positions. Now, also one thing, if someone is new and that they're struggling with flexibility, I don't suggest them starting in this type of room, which some people are going to be combative in, and I'm okay with taking that. And the only reason I say that is because sometimes when the muscles get really warm, you're going to be able to become more flexible. However, again, with the teacher pushing you, sometimes people can get injured in hot yoga because they're going past a point of where they should be going. And it's mainly just because their body's overheated. And so just be very careful with type of Bikram yoga or hot yoga, because that is something that I have actually seen happen. And unfortunately got a client with an injury coming to me because they were really doing this hot yoga very often. And they ended up straining, one of their adductors in a very, very bad way. So it set them back in their program.
Yeah. And to add to that, on the flip side of that, this could also happen is, especially if you rolled in after a night of drinking, most people are dehydrated, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're going to roll out to an early morning hot yoga class, and, the yoga's, I think generally hot yoga is considered 90 and above, especially if you are a sweater and you have not hydrated appropriately, especially if it's earlier in the day, right? We all wake up dehydrated. That's why Wendy knows my routine, what I do first thing in the morning. Is you can also strain a muscle if you're dehydrated, right? You're starting to be aggressive and you're pushing and your muscles dehydrated, because you sweated, aggressively for the last 40 minutes. So on both ends, be careful.